So the very first film I ever got to work on, I worked as a unit photographer and did B-roll for a movie called Malum. This was shot back in 2021. It was in August. Yeah, it was still kind of hot during that time. Usually around Kentucky, it's normally how it is. Normally I wouldn't have a chance to ever work on a film like this, but since they did the tax incentives in my state, a lot of these film productions from LA and other parts of the country have been coming into Kentucky basically to film. So it all started, well, basically I answered a post on Facebook about a month prior asking for somebody to do pretty much that, unit photography and B-roll, which a few of my friends submitted, but they did kind of one or the other, but they wanted somebody to do both. So I managed to get on there, which was perfect timing because around June, I ended up losing a job I had for a couple years, and I was pretty much unemployed, but I also had a business I was running doing video and photography work. So they kind of worked out together because we were on this set for about 3.5 weeks. And it was usually did about 12 to 15 hours some days. Of course, once I got done with the last scenes, I ended up, going home at the time, at the end of the day. So anyway, a lot of this film was shot in a shut down police station in my city, and there's several floors. So a lot of this stuff was shot there for the majority of the film, other than we shot at a farm just a couple counties over, and then we shot at a gun range indoors for a few of the scenes there. But basically the entire film took place in one night. And if you don't know what Malum is, look up the director and you'll see that he did a movie similar to it called Last Shift a few years ago. And that was shot in Florida, but Malum is basically the same story in a sense, but it's a reimagining of it, which means instead of just being a remake or, retold and everything, he did kind of change a lot of the aspects from the original film, which personally I think was a lot better, and I think it was way more successful. It actually did have a theater release, so that part was great. As far as being on set though, it was the first big professional set I ever got to work on. I've worked on plenty of short films and medium projects for like a few shows here and there, but nothing as big as this for the first time. So it was a little intimidating. There was a lot of people on set, but I felt like the cast and crew were pretty easy to get along with. Everybody, enjoyed their job there. Of course, you have to like being in the film industry if you're gonna work in the film industry. If you're not, then you don't in it. As far as my job, it was the first time actually doing unit photography on a film set, and I got a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, which they used for part of one of the trailers they used, which is kind of I guess call it a featurette, as far as a BTS featurette. But I also had a few of my photos actually published in Fangoria magazine, which that was pretty awesome because I never actually had anything published before, at least not intentionally or tried to. But all in all, it was definitely a great film to work on. Like I said, the cast was great. Jessica Soul, who's in the movie Skins, or she was in the show Skins. She was also in the movie Split and a couple other, big titles that she was on a few years back. She was extremely nice. She was the main role, main cast in this film. And of course, a few of the other members as well were really good to work with. And it was a great experience as far as being my first film to work on to actually launch my film career, as far as working at other film sets down the road. It was definitely a blast. And I always remember that as far as how everyone got together and such. And, learning about different subjects of lighting and stuff on set, just seeing how they set everything up was pretty incredible. And there was a lot of VFX as far as, it's a pretty gory film. I mean, people that actually did were called Russell Effects, were the same company that worked on Hellraiser on Hulu. They worked on one of the Halloween movies, I can't remember which one. Yeah, pretty well company. It was really cool seeing the effects done. Of course, the stunt coordinator was there as well. I talked to him for a bit. So I encourage you, if you get a chance, it is streaming on Shudder, it's on Amazon, it's on a few different streaming services, to go check it out. It's Malum, and it came out in 2022, which kind of surprised me. We shot it in August, and it was released the following April. Which these other movies I've worked on, usually they span over a year before they're released. So that was incredibly fast for a film like that. And it was released in AMC theaters, so that was kind of cool to be able to go see the premiere and everything up there. And be able to re-see a lot of the crew members that I will have to work with again. So I encourage you, please go check it out online if you get a chance to watch it. It's a really good film, especially if you're into horror. It's one of those that just, as soon as the action starts, it just keeps going all the way throughout. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and just keep out an eye for more to come.